Any other questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for very wonderful lecture. My question is, many people argue that there is no God exists and it is just mind game. Like for example, they said that there is positive or negative charge in our mind. And for example, they give example, suppose I am keeping this finger and I am saying, continuously chanting that these fingers are coming closer and closer and I am seeing. So it will come more closer. And so they say that in this way our just mind, whatever we say, that happens. So what do you say about that?
Yes, it's the idea that God is just a mental projection or a mental conception. Now, the idea here is that the mind, the example that was given, if I just say that my fingers are apart, my fingers are coming closer, they will come closer. So it's true that the mind has powers that are not entirely understood by modern science. So these powers exist, but there is, as I said, a physical level, which is what science largely studies. Throw a ball physically at a wall, at what speed it will come back, I can understand the Newton's laws of motion. So this is, the science largely studies the physical level. Beyond the physical level, there is the mental level, which science is only slowly discovering. But this also exists, and this also has properties. But beyond the mental level is the spiritual level. So God and soul and their relationship exist at the spiritual level. Now there may be some mental effects of that also, but those mental effects come from some source. So even if I say that I just chant the name of Krishna, 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 and then that causes some transformation in me. So okay, that's possible. But what is the nature of that transformation? See, just by repeating certain phrases, people may develop certain ideas. But the kind of transformation that happens by repeating the names of God is that people rise beyond the physical level, beyond the mental level, to a higher level. And how do we know that there is some level higher beyond the mental level? Actually, we cannot know through science, because science doesn't even know what is the mental level. I'm not just minimizing science. I respect science for whatever scientific knowledge is there. But psychology, at the start of the century, was called as psychology, the study of the mind. But then, scientists say that actually we don't even know what is the mind, because there is no laboratory experiment to pursue the mind. And so psychology says, how can you have a science that is about a subject that we don't know whether it exists or not? So they redefine science as the study of behavior. Psychology is the study of human behavior. So my point is, from a scientific perspective, we do not have proof even for the mind. What to speak of for the soul. But let's look from the alternative perspective, that is a scriptural analytical perspective. So, by the chanting of the names of Krishna, we become free from physical urges, we become free from mental urges. And we develop a devotion, a transformation, an attraction that goes beyond mental urges. Now what does this mean? That means there are so many people who are addicted to it. So addiction has a physical component to it. So addict cannot live without, say, alcohol. Now, if all chanting of the name is just a mental thing, then maybe just by chanting some names, can a person become free from addiction? Just take an idea. De-addiction, 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 de-addiction. I will chant japa of de-addiction every day. Will I become free from addiction? Well, no addiction centers have been successful in doing this. And they will try. Now this is a physical level. But thousands of people all over the world are chanting the name of Krishna and become freed from that. Similarly at a mental level. At a mental level, all of us understand that anger is bad. When I become angry, I shout at others and I beat others and do such things that cause nightmares after this, and that cause nightmares for others. But with all our science and technology, is there any medicine by which I can get rid of anger? When you feel angry, take this pill. Anger goes away. Now, the only medicine that with all our science we have is a sedative, which puts people to sleep. When they wake up, all the anger is usually there. So, with all, so this anger is mental. We don't know how to deal with it. But chant Hare Krishna, you see that anger comes and goes. Anger goes away. So we see that this has potential at physical level, it has potential at mental level. And not only that, there is a higher happiness that we experience which is not available by chanting any other things. If somebody is a fan of, say, Michael Jackson, how long that person can, when that star is coming, people may chant Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson. But that just for a few minutes. How many people can actually be satisfied lifelong chanting Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson? How many fans of Michael Jackson have become brahmacharis and sannyasis? But those who chant Krishna's names, they become free from everything material. It's not that they are all torturing themselves, just giving up everything. They're experiencing something higher. So that is experience of happiness is spiritual. So the spiritual reality, we can understand it analytically, but it is confirmed through experience. So as we practice, we will also experience higher reality. And that's how we can understand that God is, the belief in God has mental effects. But God is not just a mental conception. God is a spiritual reality who has mental effects and correction with whom has mental effects as well as physical effects. Does that answer the question?